To the Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth here on KDSJ Radio and KDSJ contest. This time starting on the mound for the starting pitcher for Spearfish. He's going up against Dane Wasson for Gillette. That will be the starting on the mound for the RoughRiders. 4415 East Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish and off exit 32 Junction Avenue in Sturgis. Clayson Davis. As Wilson and the defense will get warmed up for Spearfish, we're going to go with Seth Peterson. We'll see what he can do at bats here in a moment, right here on KDSJ Sports.
Paint, glass, and windshield, and the best hail.
After that, quick timeout. First pitch thrown ahead of schedule at a 7:10 p.m. That will be Peterson. And he starts off the 0-2 count. Now for the RoughRiders. And there's strike number 3 for really this whole day versus Gillette. They didn't have a single strikeout in game number 1, and Zach Wilson throws a dart to strike out the leadoff hitter for Gillette, Seth Peterson. Now here comes Kason Loftus, the middle fielder for Gillette. We'll go through our Dana Dental Arts starting lineups the next moment we get to, but Loftus, he's his first at-bat, started off the strike, and now with a foul tip for strike number 2. So no 2 count for Loftus going up against Wilson. As we'll get connected on KDSJ Radio here momentarily. 0-2 count, Wilson with the throw. It is low for ball number 1, going up against Loftus. For Casey Loftus. Again, Gillette 19-2, the final in game number 1. Spearfish trying to get back at it, and now here's a base hit right in front of right field. That will be a single for Loftus and the Gillette RoughRiders. Take a look at that one on the Tropical Smoothie Sports replay. As Loftus hits that one right in front of right field, and will be the first hit for Gillette in the first run of the first hit given up for Spearfish. Now on to bat, here is Parthrow, number 22 for the Gillette RoughRiders. He is the first baseman. As thank you for joining us on KDSJ Radio. As Zach Wilson, starting pitcher for Spearfish, just allowed a hit, and now double play for Spearfish. And right there was from the looks of it, the shortstop Walker Viesman making the play to get out Parthrow, and then a throw toward first. So a 6-3 play, double play here at the top of the first inning. A much better start for Spearfish compared to game number 1, as Gillette only with 1 hit, and that's about it after that double play. Let's see what Gillette can do on defense next, as Spearfish will be up next to bat, and we'll have that in 30 seconds on KDSJ-TV and KDSJ Radio. back here in Black Hills Energy Stadium. Spearfish with the double play at the top of the first, allowing no runs for Gillette after Gillette had 9 runs at the top of the first inning in game number 1. Now on to pitch for Gillette. Starting pitcher for the RoughRiders, and that is Dane Wasson, number 17 on the mound for the RoughRiders. Leading off for Spearfish, Darren Crooks, the left fielder. And we'll just go ahead and send it over to our Tina Denlart's starting lineups. For Spearfish, it will go Darren Crooks, the left fielder. Then it'll be Owen Bruner, the catcher, batting second. Jack Brandon, first baseman, batting third. Brock Lewis, the second baseman, batting fourth. Sean Sewell, third baseman in the 5-hole. Walker Viesman, shortstop, batting sixth. It'll be Cooper Chase, the right fielder, batting seventh. Zach Wilson, pitcher, batting eighth. And cleanup hitter in the 9th spot, Ryder Albright, the center fielder. Darren Crooks, again, leadoff hitter for Spearfish, only having 2 runs in game number 1. He starts off with the ball versus Wasson. Now a pop past the Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth into the parking lot. Again, our pregame show being brought to you by Jake's Collision Repair in Spearfish. So that's 1 ball, 1 strike for Darren Crooks. Here's a throw. It is high and swung on and missed by Darren Crooks, making it now a 1-2 count. And again, starting pitcher Dane Wasson for Gillette, trying to get his first out of the night. 1-2 count. Throw is low and it rolls past the catcher. No one on base, so no one advances. That's going to be a 2-2 count now for Darren Crooks. Led off the first game with a hit, and that was about as much offense as Spearfish really saw the entire first game. But now a 2-2 count. No outs yet for Spearfish. Crooks pops this one off the top of the bat and out of the ballpark for another foul ball, keeping it a 2-2 count. Gillette had 8 hits and 19 runs, again in game 1, beating Spearfish 19-2. Here's the 2-2 count. It is low for ball 3. Now a full count for Darren Crooks, the leadoff hitter for Spearfish. Owen Bruner up next. Jack Branham to follow in the batting order for the Spartans. 3-2 full count. Wasson gets the pitch. Here's the windup and the throw, and it is low, but just in time for strike number 3. And that's the first victim claimed by Gillette as Darren Crooks strikes out looking. That will bring up Owen Bruner, the catcher in this contest. Played shortstop. He's played left field in game 1 now behind the plate. His first at-bat. Wasson with a strikeout for out number 1 for Gillette. And that is a foul ball for Owen Bruner for strike number 1. Spearfish had only 4 hits in game number 1. Again, that game was over in 3 innings by a final score of 19-2. Wasson, here's the windup and the throw. It is straight down the pipe for strike number 2. 0-2 count for Bruner with 1 out. Spearfish only allowed 1 hit in the top of the first. See if they can get their first hit. 0-2 count. Here's the throw. It is high for Bruner. High and inside, and that will be the first ball for Owen Bruner from Dane Wasson, his 10th pitch of the game. Gillette 6-1 on the year. Spearfish 4-4. As pop fly up towards center. Gillette there to make the play, and there is the center fielder right there, Loftus, to catch Owen Bruner out for the second out of the bottom of the first inning. That'll bring up York College, Nebraska baseball commit Jack Branham, the left-handed batter, the pitching ace, but pitched yesterday versus Yankton, so he'll be at first base for this contest after seeing first 2 outs. Can Branham get the first hit for Spearfish, as first pitch thrown at Branham is high and inside for ball number 1. Branham, second pitch is tipped off the bat and back into the parking lot for a foul ball, tying up the count at 1 apiece. Again, Gillette beat Rapid City Stevens in their last contest. And that Rapid City Stevens squad beat Spearfish 2 games to nothing. Jack Branham with a single out toward right field. Gets him on base. Take a look at that one on the KDSJ Tropical Smoothie Sports replay on KDSJ-TV. That brings up Brock Lewis. Second baseman, cleanup hitter, fourth in the batting order for Spearfish. See if he can get his buddy Jack Branham up a few bases. As that was the first hit for Spearfish. Lewis sees that ball fly high for ball number 1. Again, 2 outs for Spearfish, 1-0 count for Brock Lewis. Jack Branham sitting on first, Sean Sewell to follow. As Wasson. Here's the throw. It is a low, and it goes off the catcher, and that will advance Jack Branham up to second. So Branham now at second. Spearfish, with a much better start here in game number 2. So Branham now in scoring position. Brock Lewis looking at a 2-0 count, so ahead of the count over Dane Wasson, starting pitcher for Gillette. Branham away from second. Here's the throw. It is too low for ball number 3 for Brock Lewis. So 3 balls, no strikes. I would be surprised if Lewis even gives it a go here with the 3-0 count. Branham away from second, 2 outs for Spearfish. Wasson checking second, now with the windup and the throw, and it is curved right inside, curved outside, but just inside the strike zone, that is, for the first strike of the count. 3-1 count for Wasson. Still 0-0 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. 3-1 count for Lewis. Wasson, here's the windup, wants to throw back towards second, and Jack Branham just able to get back on base as Wasson looked like was going into his windup, then a quick throw over to second. Branham, with his blazing speed, able to get back on second base. Still a 3-1 count for Lewis. Branham again away from second. Wasson checking second. Wind up and the throw, and Lewis tips that one back to the backstop. You can hear that on our wireless mics here at the ballpark. And Lewis now just made the count full for him. 3-2 count with 2 outs. Jack Branham sitting on second. Brock Lewis, see if he can get a hit. 1 hit already for Spearfish, 1 hit Gillette at the top of the first. Wasson, wind up. Throw low, and Lewis walks over to first. So with Brock Lewis now on first base, Jack Branham on second, and starting pitcher in game number 1, Sean Sewell, playing first base in this contest. He will stroll into the batter's box and see if he can get some momentum rolling for Spearfish offensively. Sewell did not bat in game number 1. Again, 2 outs for Spearfish, runner on second and on first. First throw for Lewis is inside and good for strike number 1 for Dane Wasson. Of course, catcher in this contest is Drew Wasson. Here's the 0-2 count, and Sewell, well, that makes it an 0-2 count, that is, as Sewell looked like almost the exact same pitch, flying right into the strike zone and inside for strike number 2. 0-2 count for Sewell with 2 on base. 0-2 pitch. Sewell pops that one high up toward first base, and first baseman is there to make the catch for Gillette. And making the catch, that is Parthrow for the Riders, and that will strand two runners on base for Spearfish, and Gillette ends the inning, allowing one hit and no runs. So your score after one full inning is 0-0, and we'll be back with the top of the second inning right here on KDSJ Radio and KDSJ-TV. We're back in 1 minute.
Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is everywhere you need us to be. On the sidelines, supporting our local athletes, at our clinic locations throughout the region, and at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to wait. We're here when you need us, working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever. Getting stronger, getting better, getting you back to your best self. The life of an athlete has its uncertainties, wins and losses, injury and recovery. In the Black Hills area, athletes can always count on Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, here for whatever moves you.
You see them everywhere. That's because Heinzerling Concrete of Spearfish is the most trusted name for everything from driveways, sidewalks, decorative stamp patios, and of course, foundations. Heinzerling Concrete is proud to support the activities that help our area youth build their foundation for future success. Whatever the job, Heinzerling Concrete is the name you can trust. Google Heinzerling Concrete in Spearfish or call 210-2320.
And we're back to Spearfish Spartan baseball here on KDSJ-TV. Top of the second, 0-0 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Zach Wilson in his second inning of action, and he'll go up against Chase Schilling, the designated hitter for Gillette, was starting pitcher in Game 1 and got the win for Gillette. This is his first at-bat for tonight's doubleheader. And Wilson starts off with the ball and comes back with a strike. And that will tie up the count at 1 apiece. Schilling allowed 4 hits in Game 1 in 3 innings of work. As that next pitch is low for ball 2, so a 2-1 count for Wilson going up against Chase Schilling, the designated hitter. Saxton Smith will be next to at bat, and then it'll be Black, the right fielder for Gillette. 3-1 count after that ball goes outside. So Zach Wilson behind the count. And now that ball drove straight back towards second. Brock Lewis is right there to make the catch and force out number 1. So Schilling pops that one high right toward second base. And right there, the 4-man, that is Brock Lewis able to make the catch. Saxton Smith up next to bat for Gillette. He is the third baseman. Black and Wasson to follow with 1 out. 0-0 ball game here at the top of the second. Wilson, slider, and that one's popped high over toward right field and just falls right behind the first base foul line for strike number 1. So Wilson still only allowing just 1 hit on 17 pitches. He's ahead of the count 0-1 with 1 out. Wilson, wind up, slider goes inside out. It goes straight to third to first, and Branham's there to make the catch. And that's going to be a quick out number 2 for the Spearfish Spartan defense. As Sean Sewell at third, jump up, catches the ball after it bounces off the grass, throws it across the diamond toward first at Jack Branham, and therefore we have 2 quick outs for the Spartan defense, and that brings up Black for Gillette. He starts off with a strike, so Wilson starting to find his groove against this Gillette offense. It's Jarrett Black, the right fielder. Starts off ahead of the count 0-1 with 2 outs. Wilson with the throw. Goes inside, too far inside. Black able to step out of the way of getting hit for ball number 1. You get to advance to first base if you're hit by a pitch, but I don't think you would willingly want to stand in there and get decked. Next pitch thrown by Wilson is high and outside for ball 2. So after getting ahead of the count, 1-0, Wilson falls behind 2-1. Again with 2 outs. No hits allowed so far here at the top of the second inning. Wilson with the throw, this time goes inside and able to find the inside line for strike number 2, making it a 2-2 count. So now with the 2-2 count, Black going up against Wilson. Here's the throw, and Wilson swung on and missed for strike 3 by Zach Wilson. So a much, much better start for the Spearfish offense, the Spearfish defense that is, in this game number 2 contest. As you see there on the KDSJ Sports replay, the ball was low and outside, but just enough to get Black to swing and miss, and Spearfish gets out of the top of the second inning with no hits and, more importantly, no runs scored. We're going to be back in 30 seconds for the bottom of the second inning. That's coming up next here on KDSJ 980 AM, 103.5 FM, and also streaming live on KDSJ-TV. We're back in 30.
No matter what life throws in your direction, Dana Dental Arts and Spearfish reminds you to make you and your family's dental health a top priority. Putting off small problems now can lead to big ones later. We are small enough to feel like family, but big enough to bring you the latest technology. Before your lives get too hectic with school, sports, and other extracurricular activities, schedule a comprehensive exam now. We love our patients. Celebrating 50 years of dentistry in Spearfish.
Let our family care for your family.
And welcome back to the Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. Laying the foundation to this matchup, that's being brought to you by Heiserling Concrete. Give them a call at 210-2320 as we quickly look at the Spearfish Spartans. Again, Yankton yesterday in 2 games, 16-1 in game 1, a 2-5 in game 2. As Casper this weekend. So Wasson back on to bat 4 here at the bottom of the second inning. Center fielder for Gillette. Loftus able to right there to make the catch. What a great play by the right fielder for a quick out number 2. That's going to be Jarrett Black making the play from right field, able to get all the way to make the play and force out number 2. So a quick 1-2 for Spearfish as and crew. Zach Wilson starts off with the ball. Now that pitch thrown at his feet for ball number 2. Next center fielder for Spearfish before we go back to the top of the order with Darren Crooks. Ball is high for ball 3. So a 3-0 count for Zach. Side and just inside that line for strike 1. So Zach Wilson, 3-1 pitch. Inside out, catches the outside top corner for strike number 2. So Wasson able to battle his way back into this count, 3-2. Here's the full count pitch inside, and they're going to call strike 3. Take a look at that one on the KDSJ Tropical Smoothie Sports replay as it looked to go inside on Wilson, but must have just caught that inside strike line to force a quick 1-2-3 for Spearfish. So a quick second inning. Your score 0-0 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram score. And 30 seconds here on KDSJ-TV.
Beef Logic, Inc. is proud to sponsor South Dakota's high school and collegiate athletes this season as they work alongside their partners at the South Dakota Beef Industry Council to deliver the Build Your Base sports nutrition program at local high schools and colleges around the state and the country. Are you looking for a simple, easy-to-follow program that can help you and your family optimize performance both on and off the field of play? Check out buildyourbase.org and learn why beef continues to be the premier protein for athletic performance and recovery.
Timeout. Quick 1-2-3 out for Dane Wasson and crew for 7-1 on the season. And they have been nothing this season. As we look at their schedule so far on the year. Quickly. As started off the year with a 17-0 win over the Miles City. Beat Post 329-4 before losing 7-12, and then beat Sturgis 11-1 in 2 games. They beat Rapid City Stevens 11-5, then 8-7, and then just dominated Spearfish 19-1. Thought it was 19-2, but they call it 19-1. And now playing Spearfish in Game 2. They are at Post 320 on Sunday before hosting Spearfish on the 28th. So now in the top of the 3rd inning now. First batter is Wasson. That is Drew Wasson, that is. He starts off with a 2-1 count already, facing Zach Wilson, his 3rd inning of work. 1 hit apiece for each team. As this is Drew Wasson's first chance at bat. Has a ball thrown his way, so now a 3-1 count. Drew Wasson, the catcher. Dane Wasson is the pitcher. So Drew Wasson will be at bat, and a designated hitter is Chase Schieling, so we will not see Dane Wasson at the plate. Strike thrown by Wilson, 3-2 count for the first at-bat for Gillette here at the top of the 3rd inning. Wilson gets his pitch. Here's the windup and the throw, and swung on and missed by Wasson, and that's another K for Zach Wilson on the mound. Take a look at that one on the KDSJ Tropical Smoothie Sports replay on KDSJ-TV, and it was straight down the pipe. First out for the inning for the Spearfish defense, and that will bring up Kaysen Wood, left fielder for this contest. First pitch thrown at Wood is a ball. Second pitch is inside, floated in there for strike number 1. Second ball thrown for Chase Wilson. Playing pitch that is. 1-1 count with 1 out. Here's the pitch. It's low, bounces off home plate for ball number 2. As Gillette again will be at Post 320 for their next contest. Spearfish will be in Wyoming on Sunday when they take on the Casper Oilers. Inside pitch thrown by Wilson, now making it a 3-1 count. See if Gillette can advance a runner on to first. Wilson gets the pitch he wants. Here's the 3-1 throw inside and too far inside, and that will walk number 33, Kaysen Wood, over to first base. So that now brings up number 2 for the Gillette Riders. That's Riley Hawk. second baseman for Gillette this contest. He was reserved in Game 1. I believe he had a hit in Game 1 as well, as my memory serves me. Wilson with 34 pitches with 19 strikeouts. 19 strikes, that is, not strikeouts. He has faced 8 batters so far. And he starts off with the ball for Hawk. Here's a hit over toward left. It bounces right on the line, and they're going to call it a foul. And that one landed right on the foul line as Branham, Chase, and second baseman Brock Lewis all trucking it over to that first base foul line, but it'll go for a foul, so it makes it a 1-1 count with 1 out. And Kaysen Wood sitting at first. Now Wood away from first. Wilson gets the pitch. Here's the throw. Inside. Nope, not that far inside. Just a bit high, though, for ball 2 for Wilson and Krill. It's Hawks' first appearance at bat. Next for Hawk will be the top of the order with Seth Peterson and then Loftus. Here's a line drive hit out towards center, and there to make the catch is the center fielder. That's Ryder Albright. They're able to make that catch and forcing out number 2 for the RoughRiders. So now we're back at the top of the order for Gillette. Seth Peterson. He's on to bat for the Riders. Runner still on first. Peterson 0 for 1. And he starts off with a strike thrown by Wilson. Top the third inning, 0-0 score here in a now very chilly Black Hills Energy Stadium. It's a crisp 51 degrees, but with the wind, I'd say it's a little bit cooler than that. Here's another strike thrown by Wilson. Just inside for strike number 2. 0-2 count with 2 outs. Can Wilson get another strikeout? He struck out Peterson last time at bat. Can he get another one? Wood away from first. Here's the throw. It is just low. Peterson checked up at the last minute and not enough to force a strike. So that makes it now 1 ball, 2 strikes for Peterson. Loftus Partlow to follow for Gillette in the batting order. There's Branham on first base, Brock Lewis second base, Sean Sewell third base. And now here's a ball that's chopped off the bottom of the grass and behind the third base foul line for another foul ball. Outfielders for Spearfish, Darren Crooks left field, Ryder Albright center field, Cooper Chase right field. The catcher is Owen Bruner, starting pitcher for Spearfish, Zach Wilson. So 1-2 count with 2 outs. Wilson with the throw, and this one is hit over toward left. It's going to be a base hit, and it's going to advance just a runner over to single. It's just going to go for a single for Peterson as Darren Crooks, the left fielder, just able to get control of the ball and only advance Peterson just to first, keeps Wood at second. And that's the second hit for the RoughRiders, given up by Wilson. So now with the runner on first, runner on second, and that brings up Loftus, his second at bat. He's 1 for 1 as he had the first hit of the contest. And Kaysen Loftus, the center fielder, will have his second at bat, and he starts off with the ball. Now here's a ball hit toward third. Wiesman able to make it, and Wiesman able to get it toward first, but it did not come in time. That one was right pretty much at the same time, and as they say here in baseball, the tie goes to the runner, and that fills the bases for Gillette. And now here comes number 22, Carver Parthlow, the first baseman. See if he can clear the bases. Parthlow 0 for 1, and he starts off the strike. Wilson in a little bit of trouble now here at the top of the third inning, but can easily erase all of that here with the play here. Pitch is low by Bruner. Bruner able to get back on it. All the runners stay at their respective bases, and that makes it now a 1-1 count. A base hit will score a run, possibly two. Carver Parthlow, again, the first baseman for Gillette. 1-1 count. This one's hit over toward left, and right there to make the catch is the right baseman. That is Darren Crooks, and he catches the out of Parthlow. So Gillette with just one hit in the top of the third, no runs, 3 left on base. And Crooks able to work his way out of some trouble and using his defense at the outfield to make the play as, again, Gillette left 3 on base. We are 2.5 innings done. We'll be back in 30 seconds for the bottom of the third inning. Spearfish up to bat. And it will be Ryder Albright to lead things off for Spearfish. Again, back in 30 seconds, a 0-0 ball game right here on KDSJ Sports.
Whether you've lived here for years or if you're new to town, everyone wants to know the best place to buy a quality pre-owned car, truck, and SUV, or where to go to have your current ride kept in shape. Brandon Kemp here from Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. Need new tires? We got them, all major brands. Your brakes squeaking, or do you just hear something that's not quite right? We can help. Or maybe you're looking to upgrade to something a little more suitable. Well, you came to the right place. Superior Auto Solutions on Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish, or find us online at superiorautost.com.
Back here at Black Hills Energy Stadium, where it's a 0-0 ball game on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard and sportcast. Excuse me, it's Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Used to be on Saturday morning on KDSJ Radio, but thank you for joining us on KDSJ Radio, 980 AM, 103.5 FM, and also online at KDSJ980.com and the KDSJ Sports mobile app. And thank you for joining us streaming on KDSJ-TV on YouTube and on Facebook. Clayson Davis rocking and rolling with you guys here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. Thank you to more of our sponsors, including Beef Logic, for bringing us our matchup menu, and tonight's officials, tonight's umpires. That's being brought to you by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office Division of Consumer Protection. Bottom of the third inning, 0-0 contest so far on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. After this inning is where the first game ended after Gillette rolled over Spearfish 19-1. And on to pitch. That's going to be Dane Wasson. And he starts off with a strike thrown at Ryder Albright, as that one tipped off the edge of the bat and nailed the ump right in the face. So 0-1 count for Albright. We'll be back to the top of the order with Darren Crooks and Owen Bruner next for Spearfish. 0-1 pitch. Low and good for strike number 2. Dane Wasson, his 31st pitch, 32nd pitch that is, his 21st strike. Pretty good average for Dane Wasson in his third inning of action. Here's a line drive over towards second, and right there to make the play is second baseman Partlow for Gillette, forcing out number 1 for the Spartans. Back at the top of the batting order now for Spearfish, Darren Crooks. After that ground out from Ryder Albright, Crooks is 0 for 1 on the night so far. And he starts off with a strike thrown his way from Dane Watson, who's really starting to find his groove on top of the mound for the Riders. Again, 7-1 on the season, Spearfish 4-5. Here's a chopper that bounces right into third. Baseman goes straight to first, and that will get Darren Crooks out at first. That one chopped off the ground, and right there was third baseman Smith to throw it back over to Partlow. 5-3 out. Makes it a quick out number 2. Now here comes Owen Bruner, shortstop. See if he can get his first hit of the game. First pitch is low for strike 1 from Dane Wasson. So Bruner, again, trying to get the first hit for Spearfish this inning. They just have one hit in the contest so far. Bruner nails this one out toward left. It's going back up against the wall, and left field is there to make the catch. And there to make the catch, that is Kaysen Wood. Able to stop the bottom of the third inning for Spearfish. No hits, no on base for the Spartans, and that's a quick 1-2-3 for the Gillette Riders. This game still tied at 0 apiece on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Bottom of the fourth, Zach Wilson and crew coming up. Starting off for the Gillette Riders, that's going to be designated hitter Chase Schilling. He will get this party started at the top of the fourth, that is. 0-0 ball game. We're back in a minute on KDSJ Sports.
Make eating better, easy with Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish. Just because you're in a hurry doesn't mean you can't eat better. Made-to-order smoothies, wraps, sandwiches, and flatbreads that instantly boost your mood, all with delivery available. Plus, check out all the different flavors of smoothie bowls, salads, and even breakfast items. Located off I-90, exit 14 on Platinum Drive, just down the hill from the Holiday Inn. Eat well, live well at Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish.
Quality food at a fair price. That's what you expect, and that's what you'll get at the Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish. Perfect for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or to grab a bite to eat before or after the game. Choose from daily specials, and a trip to the fresh soup and salad bar is always a hit. Plus, the Millstone can accommodate larger groups, like buses or your next meeting in their private party room. So, if it's just you and a friend or the whole team, get a great meal at a great price. The Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish.
Welcome back to Spearfish Spartan Baseball on KDSJ 980 AM, 103.5 FM, and also online at KDSJ980.com, and also streaming live on KDSJ-TV on YouTube and on Facebook. Chase Schilling will get the party started for Gillette at the bats with Zach Wilson in his fourth inning of action. So far has done a pretty good job, that as well as his defense. A few good plays from left fielder Darren Crooks in this contest, keeping the score at 0-0, just allowing 2 hits. But Wilson falling behind the count here at the top of the fourth, 2-0. Clayson Davis here in the Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. Spearfish dropping game 1 to Gillette 19-1, and trying to split the doubleheader here tonight in game 2. Ball inside for ball 3. So a 3-0 start for Wilson going up against Schilling. That brings Owen Bruner to the mound. See if he can calm his pitcher down. Gives him a nice pep talk. Heads back to behind the plate. Thanks to more of our sponsors, including Wolf's Plumbing and Heating. Our Superior Performer, brought to you by Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. We did not name one in Game 1. That will be coming up in Game 2. And some more of our sponsors, including Granite Automotive, Fisher Sand and Gravel, Pillin Optical, Powder River Energy, Proline Equipment Rentals, Low Roofing, the Millstone Family Restaurant, Butte County Equipment, The Auto Doctor, Exit 14, Exit 8, Phillips 66, and Goldust Maverick Steakhouse. After falling behind 3-0 to Wilson, he was able to battle back and now up to 2 strikes in this count. 3-2 count versus Schilling, making the count full for Wilson. And now here comes the 3-2 count. Wilson able to get the sign he wants. Wind up, throw, and Sheeling nails this one high toward left. It's going to be too high. Crooks is there to not make the catch. It's going to go for an error. And that's going to be a base hit for Sheeling as he gave it a ride toward the left field. Popped that one too high into the air, and Darren Crooks, after making a few good plays in the first 3 innings, not able to track that one down. I believe it's going to go for, it's either going to be a base hit or an error for Spearfish, but nonetheless a base hit for Sheeling and the Gillette Riders. And that brings up Smith, and he pops this one high over into the bullpen and out. As Saxton Smith on to bat, starts off with a foul. No outs yet, no score here in Black Hills Energy Stadium as the sun sets behind the Black Hills. It's getting a little more chilly here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. Here's a chopper that goes by second. Shortstop not able to make the play, and that's going to be another base hit, another single for Gillette as they now got 2 on base. The runner on second and a runner on first as that short little chopper gets by Sean Sewell, and shortstop, which is Walker Wiesman, not able to make the play. And now, after back-to-back singles by Gillette, brings up number 9, Jarrett Black, the right fielder. Nope, it's going to be number 18, base hitter. And that is Carmine Newman. Had himself a really good game in game number 1. Now comes in as base hitter for Jarrett Black. So here's Carmine. And he starts off with a strike. And Carmine Newman, again, pitch hitter for Jarrett Black. Starts off the strike, 0-1 count. Here's the 0-1 count. It is inside, too far inside for ball 2. Excuse me, ball 1. 1-1 count. Sheeling on second. Saxton Smith on first for Gillette. No outs yet. And an inside-out sweeper thrown by Wilson. Hits the strike zone for now a 1-2 count. See if Wilson can get the first out this inning. 1-2 count. Wilson with the throw. It is low for ball number 2. Making it now a 2-2 count for Wilson. Top the 4th inning here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. 0-0 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. And we had a ball that flew into left field. That was not a baseball. And left fielder Darren Crooks just throws it back over the fence where it belongs. And we resume action. 2-2 count for Wilson. Here's the throw. And swung on. And they're going to call it a strike. As it was a 3/4 swing for Newman. Home plate ump didn't quite know what to call it, and they're going to call it a strike for the first out for Spearfish here at the bottom of the 4th inning. Welcoming back into the Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth, Paul James. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, got a game here.
Yeah, it's actually competitive.
It is. It's great.
Don't ask me about game 1, please.
No, I kept track. So
I kind of figured.
Yeah, well, those you got to flush. In baseball, you just got to.
Especially in a doubleheader.
Just got to forget it. You move on to the next one.
Drew Wasson now the catcher on to bat for the second time. Started off the strike, then now had a ball thrown his way for a 1-1 count. Zach Wilson with 62 pitches in this game. he has thrown 38 strikes. It's chilly out there, isn't it?
It is a little chilly, but it's nice in here. Ooh, tough play. Oh, nice job by Sewell. Knocked it down and then picks it up and gets the force at third.
So Sean Sewell getting the second out, keeping runners at first and second. Update on our scoreboard over here. And that brings up number 33 for the Riders. That is left fielder Kaysen Wood.
Thank God you got a charger because I forgot one.
Yeah, no, I found one in my bag. I was panicking, but
You found one. Good.
I did find one. So now with 2 outs, runner at second, runner at first, here comes Kaysen Wood, who walked last time. First pitch thrown at him is a strike by Zach Wilson.
Zach's got the curve going, I see. Just came in, and I've seen a couple of nice ones there. He's got real good right to left, east to west movement on it, and really kind of stymieing the hitters.
He's done a good job of keeping them at bay. He's gone to that pitch a few times here tonight, and he's had a lot of success with it.
Great job by Zach. And sometimes some of these high-powered clubs, if they got to face a guy who throws a little bit slower but can throw a lot of junk, whoa, that one was a little inside.
That one didn't curve as much.
No, it didn't. But sometimes when these guys throw against these high-powered offenses that are used to hitting 80, 90-mile-an-hour pitches, they have a hard time with the off-speed stuff.
So a 2-1 count for Kaysen Wood. Zach Wilson in his 4th inning of action. Throw inside. This one fouled toward the back net for strike 2. 2-2 count for 33 in the red and gray from Gillette, Wyoming.
That was a late decision there. He thought, I better swing at this, and he able to foul it off.
Deuces run wild. That pitch is fouled out of the ballpark, probably to where Paul James is parking.
Yep, I just heard my windshield bust, so yeah.
You can always call Jake's Collision Repair and Spearfish in Sturgis to get that fixed.
You could.
Again, sponsoring our Countdown to First Pitch pregame show. Deuces run wild. Here's the 2-2 count, and that one also fouled out against the back pin. No, a bomb did not just go off for those listening on KDSJ radio. It just hit right by our external mic.
Good job by Zach, up to 70 pitches now.
So 2-2 count still with 2 outs. This one popped high up into right field. And right there is second baseman Brock Lewis able to make the catch and forcing it out after 2 hits, 2 on base. No runs allowed by Zach Wilson and crew, and it's still a 0-0 ball game, a dramatic opposite to what game 1 was. So with that, we're going to take a 30-second timeout and come back with the bottom of the 4th inning. Spearfish up next to bat will be Jack Branham and crew. Again, back in a minute here on KDSJ Sports.
You just got a quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Vehicles today are complicated and expensive. The professionals at Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Spearfish are here to guide you through everything automotive. From cars, trucks, and SUVs to parts and repairs, Junix takes the confusion out of automobile ownership. Enjoy the ride with Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. Family owned since 1931 on West Jackson in Spearfish.
Back to some Spearfish Spartan baseball here for this inaugural spring season for Spearfish High School baseball. And York College commit Jack Branham will lead things off here at the bottom of the 4th inning. 4 hits for Gillette, just 1 hit for Spearfish, as it's been some stifling defense, mainly on the mound for Gillette and Dane Watson. 37 pitches thrown, 25 strikes, 11 batters faced. Just 1 hit allowed by Watson and the Gillette Rider defense.
All it takes is stringing a couple of them together and putting something together to get a little rally going again. You're in a game now where you're looking at zeros on the scoreboard, and you don't have to worry about, somehow coming up with 3 or 4 runs after you haven't been able to hit. So all you need is that first run.
And Jack Branham is perfectly capable of doing it. First pitch thrown his way is low and off the mask of the catcher for ball number 1. Branham 1 for 1 on the game so far. That ball, a carbon copy of the first pitch, bounces off the ground for ball number 2. Thank you to more of our sponsors, including Minerals Technology, American Colloid Company, Proline Plastics in Belfouche, and also Eaton Construction. And our replay brought to you by Tropical Smoothie Cafe. And I swear I just saw 3 of the exact same pitch as that one bounces again off the ground for, again, ball.
I think you did. Just trying to hit that spot, that outside corner, trying to nibble at it, except for 3 pitches that were not competitive, so not close.
So a 3-0 count. That one able to float inside the strike zone for strike number 1. I was going to say, if there was a bug that was landed on home plate that looked at that kid funny, he made it personal. 3-1 count. Branham chops this one over towards shortstop. Not able to make it. Branham, Kenny has the speed. Yes, Branham able to get on base. And Jack Branham showing off the blazing speed for the York College commit. Peterson not able to make the catch cleanly, and that gave just enough time for Branham to blaze over to first base.
Yeah, Jack knew it. He goes, I gotta go. I gotta run. I gotta put the afterburners on this one here. It was a little bobble at short, just enough to get him there.
I'll bring up Brock Lewis. It's going to go for, I believe that's going to be an error for Gillette, and timeout on the diamond.
Yep, catcher's conference at the mound with the pitcher here to figure out how they want to approach Brock Lewis here. Brock's got one of the better batting averages on the team. He's one of the guys that has been able to come up with some big hits at some big times. So,
and Brock Lewis sitting in that 4th and cleanup hole, and sees a fastball for his first pitch thrown at him for strike 1.
Yep, high outside corner there that just caught enough of it.
So 0-1 count for Brock Lewis. Jack Branham away from first. Wasson in his 4th inning of action. Dane Wasson with the windup.
2.
Floats it to the outside corner, top corner for strike number 2 for Brock Lewis, who is 0-for-0 on the day so far, as he was walked last time.
Got to hang tough here.
1 ball, 2 strikes, and a low pitch that bounces off the ground for the first ball for Brock Lewis. So now a 1-2 count.
Good job by
the sophomore.
Good job by the Riders catcher there to keep that in front of him. Killed it, dropped it, and made the ball dead right in front of him. So Branham had to stay put.
Sean Sewell, Walker Wiesman on deck. 1-2 count, and Wiesman sends that ball into orbit, clear back into the stands. And luckily did not murder a small child in the process.
Lewis batting.
Lewis, that is.
Yep.
I said Sewell, didn't I?
You said Wiesman, actually, but
I wasn't even freaking close.
With Lewis hanging tough there, you got to make contact now. And at this point in time, you just have to foul anything off that's close and look for something that you want to drive.
1-2 count. Here's a throw. Lewis chops that one past second. Lewis, that's going to be a base hit, advancing Jack Branham over to first. And Brock Lewis with his first hit of the game. Like you said, Paul, it just takes a few hits to start this momentum chain rolling for the Spartans.
That's all you need. You just got to get a couple. And Branham able to go from first to second. Lewis now checks in at first. There is nobody out. Now you can get 2 outs in a row and still score a run. If you can make some contact, hit some balls on the ground, especially to the right side, you can advance the runners. Or if you get a deep enough fly ball, they can tag up.
Sean Sewell now on to bat with a bunt that hits the back iron. Should be a sacrificial bunt, I believe, is what Sewell is trying to do.
That's what he was trying to do, they were kind of a hit and run, the bunt and run there as Branham was heading out towards third just as soon as Sewell squared around.
So that will go for a foul strike for Brock Lewis. Sean Sewell, that is. Wow, I am getting all of them mixed up. At least Sewell and Lewis look similar. So 0-1 count. Branham away from second. And
he made Wasson a little uncomfortable.
Wasson will reset things. Branham again away from second. Lewis away from first. Quite a bit of ways from first.
Now there's nobody covering first, so you can get as far away from the bag as your defender. Same with second. Now it made Branham get back. Now the thing is, there was nobody to throw it to.
Mm-hmm.
So, excuse me. So of course Branham can, again, if he has an idea of where those defenders are behind him, he can get as far off base as they are. Now they try to sneak in behind him.
Here's the pitch. It is a swing and a miss for strike 2 and Sean Sewell. Still with no outs. 0-2 count for Sewell. Lewis at first, Branham at second. 0-0 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. So now with an 0-2 count, can Lewis battle back? Sewell battle back. Here's the throw. Swung on and missed by Sean Sewell. And that'll be the first K for the bottom of the 4th inning for Wasson and crew.
That looked like maybe Sewell decided, hey, I'm swinging at this one no matter what. Looked like kind of a low pitch that he went after there and struck out on. Now here comes Walker Viesman. Walker is kind of the guy you want up in this situation. He's a left-handed hitter. So if he pulls it, he'll pull it to the right side of the infield, and that'll allow Branham to advance. And if he can get a base hit, all the much more better.
It'll be Cooper Chase and Zach Wilson to follow. Branham at second. Lewis away from first. Here's the throw to Viesman. Viesman chops it down towards second. Second's able to get Lewis out. Throw to first is there in time. It's a double play for Gillette. The third one on the night between 2 games.
Wow. That was a huge double play for Gillette. And, of course, Branham would have been at third base with just 2 outs. But, yeah, the great play in the infield by the Riders brings us to the end of the 4th inning. No score up on the board. Spartans leave 1 on base. We head to the top of the 5th. We'll be back in 1 minute right here on KDSJ Sports.
American Colloid, a minerals technologies company, is not only part of the community we live in, they are the community. Bentonite clay, mined right here in our own backyard near Belfouche in Colony, Wyoming, provides a contributing factor to this area's economic success. This unique product has a huge range of uses, from the main component in cat litter to health and beauty products, pharmaceuticals, and more. It's all produced right here in all of our community. American Colloid Company, working together, winning together.
For over 10 years, Allied Construction has been a trusted name in the Black Hills, providing top-quality construction services to our local community. We take pride in being a local business with deep roots in the area. With an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, you can trust us to deliver exceptional results on every project. Our team is dedicated to providing personalized service, ensuring your project gets the attention and expertise it deserves.
Check out their website today. Click alliedconstruction.com or find them on Facebook.
So after the third double play of the night between two games for Gillette, Spearfish, after having a little bit of offensive momentum, the defense comes up strong, and still we're at a 0-0 ball game with Gillette with the bats hot, and a leadoff single that time from, that is number 2, that is Riley Hawk, able to get a base hit to lead things off for Gillette.
Yeah, nice base hit there. He actually an infield single as the Spartans were able to keep that one from going into the outfield, but still end result is the same, a single, lead-off single as well. Wiesman was able to flag it down, but by the time he got it out of his glove, knew there was no point in throwing it.
So that's the 6th hit for Gillette this contest. Still no runs scored. Gillette with 1 error in the contest as well. Seth Peterson, he is 1 for 2 with the base hit last time. Looks at a 0-1 count and gets hit by pitch.
Little beanball there, and there you go. Now the first 2 guys reach base safely for Gillette. Not what you want in a situation in a game like this where it's this close. And how many pitches is 74?
74 pitches for Zach Wilson, 49 strikes with 19 batters faced. So now that brings up Loftus, and a wild pitch that Owen Bruner couldn't get behind, advances to runners into scoring position.
Yeah, Bruner, he kind of had it in his glove, and then it popped out and went behind him, and he didn't know where it went, and the runner recognized it. The base runner recognized that Bruner wasn't sure where it was, so he was able to scoot down to third.
So Wilson throws inside and gets the strike. So now making it a 1-1 count.
Zach doing a good job. Looks like he's got pretty good command of his curveball here tonight, so he can throw them very far inside and still have them break over the inside portion of the plate.
Here's a ball that's hit toward third. Bruner able to get the out at third. And good job by, first of all, Sean Sewell to make the catch and then recognize a runner from third heading home and throws it straight to Bruner. Able to make the catch and gets the out, first out, without allowing a run.
Can we see the side angle of that? As we take a look at the, oh, there we go. Yeah, nice job by Bruner blocking the plate off of him too. So good job all around by the defense of the Spartans there to cut that run down.
So that's the first out. Runners at first and second. And now on to bat will be the first baseman. Partlow is 0 for 2 on the night. At second, Loftus at first, and now Wilson will reset things for himself at the mound. An RBI double for the
ball back in, and 2 runs scored, 2 big runs for Gillette is
by with Parker Laux and the Spearfish Spartans.
Maybe, I don't know. Have you told people what you got going this weekend?
I actually have not.
You need to do that
yet. I need to do that. You are correct. What is coming up weekend on KDSJ-TV only? It will have a little bit of rodeo action on KDSJ-TV. The 2020 Yellow Jacket Stampede, the home rodeo for Black Hills State University Rodeo Club, is going to be on KDSJ-TV. Performance at 7 o'clock on Friday, and then we'll have slack at 10 on Saturday. And again, that will be streaming live on KDSJ-TV on YouTube and on Facebook.
Hey, that's
a performance at 7 o'clock both nights. Again, streaming for free on KDSJ-TV on YouTube and on Facebook.
Hey, you can't beat that.
2-1 count. This one out towards center. There to make the catch is the center field, and now it's a throw back toward
four from third and put up another insurance run for Gillette. More times there's a base hit to left field. You're up there to bat. More times you're up there to see that pitcher and his pitches.
That will advance Saxton Smith on to first for his first hit of the night, at least for game number 2. So now on to bat. That is Newman, Carmine Newman, with 2 outs for Gillette. He chops this one over towards shortstop, and is it they're going to make the play in time? Yes. Great play that time by number 4 to number 5 in the rotation. Walker of Eastman over to Brock Lewis, able to get the out for the Spartans.
So the Spartans doing all right in this one thus far, nowhere near what it was in game 1, but still giving up 3 big runs to Gillette in the top of the 5th. Spartans got to figure out how to get in the hit column when we come back for the bottom of the 5th. Right after this in a minute on KDSJ Sports.
It's not one, but 2 great locations in Spearfish to gas up and get what you need on the go. Exit 8 and Exit 14 Speedy Marts offer everything you need so you can get in and get out and get back on the road. Find your favorite snacks and a cold drink, or maybe something fresh from the kitchen or in the cold case. It's all homemade right here. And Exit 8 and Exit 14 offers top-tier fuels from Phillips 66, so you get the most from your transportation. Exit 8 and 14 Speedy Marts in Spearfish. Right off the road, right on the money.
Do-it-yourself made easy with help from Proline Equipment Rentals in Belfouche. Whether you're a full-fledged contractor or just taking care of some jobs around your home, Proline has the equipment you need. Lifts for any job, like scissor lifts, boom lifts, and man lifts. Skid steers, trenchers, backhoes, and more. Step inside to find smaller tools for do-it-yourself projects like concrete work, painting, sewer repair, and more. Call 723-7677. Click ProlineEquipmentRentals.com or stop by off North Highway 85 in Belfouche today.
Clayson Davis and Paul James here at the Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth.
Chilly night.
It is a little chilly night. I'm getting a little chilly up here in the booth, and we don't even have to deal with wind.
No, not much wind out there tonight, thankfully. Actually, see the flags hanging straight down in center field. And that's good on a night like this, but unfortunately, we're looking at maybe some not so great weather here as we get to the second half of this week. Again,
yeah.
What do you know? April rears its ugly head again.
I swear, every single year that I have lived in Spearfish and the Yellow Jacket Stampede is happening in Spearfish, it has been terrible weather.
It's been snowing.
It's either raining, snowing, maybe both, 60-mile-per-hour winds, or combination of all three. Next 2 years we might have a hurricane, tornado, tsunami at this point.
Probably earlier in the day you got a sunburn, and then it snows. So here we go. Spartans got to figure it out here as Cooper Chase comes to the plate to kick off the inning.
You have to wear sunscreen and then your winter jacket.
Yep.
Welcome to South Dakota. Chase chops that one off the top of the bat, hits the backstop for strike number 1. Chase 0 for 1 on the day so far. And Wasson only throwing 52 pitches, 36 strikes after facing 15 batters so far in the contest. Again, thanks for joining us on KDSJ 980 AM, 103.5 FM, and also online at KDSJ980.com and the mobile app. And streaming live for free on KDSJ-TV on YouTube and on Facebook.
Cooper halfway swung at the second one, a little bit fooled by the speed of that one there. We'll see what he gets here for his next pitch.
0-2 count. Here's the windup and the throw, and Chase reached for it and didn't come close for strike 3.
And the pitcher, Zach Wilson's going to come out now to bat for the Spartans, try to get something started here in the bottom of the 5th.
There's an interesting question to ask you.
Okay.
If you're batting, you're pitching, throwing 80 pitches in a game so far, and you still got a bat, how does your arm feel?
It's different muscles, really. It shouldn't. I don't think it really is a factor. It's just a different. It's a different motion, a different. So, especially in a situation where you've pitched and hit all your life, it's not like Major League Baseball where pitchers only pitch for the most part, unless you're Shohei Ohtani. And you don't even think about it.
Makes sense. So a 1-1 count for Wilson. Now making it a 2-1 count as that ball from Wasson flies outside. So again, 2-1 count with 1 out. Crisp 46 degrees in Spearfish. That pitch high, and it's ball 3.
And also the situation too. You're in a smaller town. You're pitching. You're hitting. You don't have the luxury like certain programs do, where guys are pitchers only. That's it. Got a strike called in that one. And sometimes the guys who are probably, wouldn't say it's a rule, but a lot of times if you're a really good pitcher, you're probably a pretty decent hitter too. So they need you doing both.
Full count pitch is high, and Wilson will chuck the bat toward his buddy Ryder Albright and head on over to first base.
Just what the Spartans needed. They needed someone to get on base, and now they need someone to step up and get a hit for him here tonight.
Ryder Albright, 0 for 1, the 9th and final hitter in the rotation for Spearfish. Darren Crooks will be to follow. Throw outside and good for strike number 1.
Yep, hit the outside corner there. We'll see if they want Zach to run on this to try to get into scoring position or not, or if they'll hold him.
There's a throw. That is inside and high for ball 1 as Wilson wanted to run, and the catcher Drew Wasson right there on point. So 1-1 count with 1 out. Zach Wilson at first.
Pitcher stepped off, and Wilson retreats, and everybody kind of resets here.
So still with a 1-1 count with a 1 out for Ryder Albright. Wilson away from first. Wasson with the windup, throws, and the outside corner is good for strike 2.
Can't be too picky up there when you're up there watching. It's been a short amount of time that I've seen what home plate umpires calling is the strike zone, so you've got to recognize that as a hitter and realize that if they're going to call that, better be ready for it.
1-2 count. Outside corner is good. That's strike 3, and Ryder Albright strikes out looking.
Yeah, and Ryder kind of backing up as the pitch went outside, so really not much of a prayer for him to get the bat out to even make contact with that.
Taking a look at that one on the KDSJ Tropical Smoothie Sports replay. And Spearfish back at the top of the batting order for now the 3rd time. Darren Crooks, left fielder, on the bat with 2 outs.
A strike right away to start out Crooks, and Spartans can't be too picky here. Again, getting in a little deep, a little behind the 8 ball when you're down 0-1, 0-2. Then the pitcher in the driver's seat the rest of the way.
0-1 count. Here's a throw. It is chopped up high, and it hit the top of the roof.
Yep, probably would have been in our laps had it not been for the roof.
So as that ball makes an indent in our Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth, does not help Darren Crooks at all because now he falls behind 0-2. Again, runner at first. Here's the throw, high and inside for ball 1.
So that one there, no doubt that it was going to be a ball. So now 1 ball, 2 strikes, but still in the driver's seat. The pitcher can kind of really throw anything. Fastball, curveball, some sort of changeup, whatever.
Ball is very low, tying up the count at 2 apiece. So you've seen 2 straight strikes from Crooks. And then that was back-to-back balls thrown by Dane Wasson, who has thrown now 69 pitches. Deuce is run wild on the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the throw. It is low and too low, and the count is full for Darren Crooks.
Well, the plot thickens. Now you got a full count. Owen Bruner on deck. I know he gave one a ride a little bit ago, didn't he?
Yep.
Hit it fairly deep. I caught that. But we'll see if the Spartans can make something happen here. Got to get on base.
Throw is
low and outside.
Low and outside, and that will walk the runners up as Zach Wilson now at second. Darren Crooks at first, and we got a meeting at the mound for Gillette.
We go back and look at that last pitch. I think you hit the button, did you not?
Maybe. Did I?
Oh, no, that was the strike.
That was a strikeout.
That was a strikeout. Okay.
Oh.
I was imagining things. I thought.
Sorry, Ryder, if you go back and watch this. I didn't want to replay your oopsie. Again, coming up later on this week, it's the Yellow Jacket Stampede. We got Black Hill State University Rodeo. All 4 performances, 2 slacks, one at noon on Friday, one at 10 o'clock on Saturday, and both performances, both at 7 o'clock Friday and Saturday, all streaming for free on KDSJ-TV, and that's coming up here at the end of the week.
Should be exciting to watch that. It's something different, something that we've never carried before, that Clayson, pretty adept to rodeo coverage. You kind of lived the life a little bit. I know you've got a brother that's in college rodeo right now, right?
Yep, my little brother there at the Central Rockies region, vying for a spot to maybe make the college national finals. They'll need a good weekend in Laramie to do so. Bruner chops this one there in front of home plate.
Foul ball.
Foul ball. Good awareness that time by Drew Wasson, the catcher.
Yep. Home plate umpire Teddy, he said, no, that's a foul ball. I believe what happened is he drummed it into the ground. It came back up and hit him and then rolled into the field to play. And if it hits you when you're in the batter's box, it's a foul ball. If it hits you when you're out of the batter's box, you're out. So you cannot somehow run into your own ball that you hit or you'll be out. Ooh, good stop, but the runner going. Oh, bad throw, but a great catch.
Wow.
Oh, he saved a run.
As that ball was, third baseman Saxton Smith had to make an acrobatic play just to even try to get to it.
Yep.
Able to make the catch. The runner still advances to third, but like you said, Paul, it could have allowed a run just as easy.
Yep, that would have been a run. I'm sure it would have been out in left field somewhere.
So with runners in the corners and 2 outs, 1-1 count. And that ball by Owen Bruner hitting the moon and back and out of the park for a foul ball.
So Bruner up there hacking, which he needs to be.
One-two count with 2 outs for Bruner. Here's a pitch, and it's fouled against the back wall for another foul. So Bruner battling against the 1-2 count, trying to find something he likes.
Yep, and you can't be picky again here. You have to just simply stick the bat out and foul it off until you get something you know you can handle.
Here's a throw. It is low, and it goes off the backstop, and that's going to score a run for Spearfish as Zach Wilson, the pitcher, charges his way home for the first run for Spearfish.
And the runner from first advances as well to second, so still in scoring position is Spearfish runner Darren Crooks.
And taking a look at that one on the KDSJ Tropical Smoothie Sports replay.
Big at bat here for Bruner.
With a 2-2 count, 2 outs. And Darren Crooks away from second.
We got a timeout called for at home plate.
So score is now 3-1. Spearfish with their first run of the game here at the bottom of the 5th inning.
Spartans able to break through.
Here's the throw, and it is super high up against the backstop, and that will advance Darren Crooks over to third.
And a big break there.
And that makes the count full, so drama. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs for Owen Bruner, the senior catcher. Darren Crooks away from third. 2 wild pitches thrown by Wasson. Here's the full count pitch, wind up throw, and it's popped up high in the sky against the back net and drilling the
overhang
here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. So Bruner still battling at bat.
Great at bat. No matter how it turns out, it's been a great at bat.
Dane Wasson versus Owen Bruner. Now Bruner calls time.
This is not Major League Baseball, so again, you're allowed however many timeouts the umpire wants to give you.
3-2 count. Runner at third. Here's the throw. Bruner chops this one towards third, and it's going to be an error. Throw toward first. Is it there in time?
Got him.
Got him.
Just wasn't enough time for Bruner to get down the line. It was a great job, great recovery by the third baseman as he picks it up and huffs it over to first in time. And what a killer there.
As that is from 5-3, Saxton Smith over to Partlow for the out. And Spearfish leaving 1 on, 1 run, 1 hit. And now we have a 3-1 ball game here in Spearfish.
And no matter what happened there, Owen had a great at bat there. He gave it all he had. He didn't go down easy. He got the bat on the ball, drove it. Took a good play by the defense to get the out. So that's going to be it for the 5th inning. We go to top of 6. It's a ball game. It's 3-1. Gillette's on top. We'll take a 30-second timeout. We'll be back right here on KDSJ Sports.
For over 20 years, there's been a better alternative for car repair in Spearfish in the Northern Black Hills. It's Auto Doctor, with their 2 ASC-certified mechanics who each have over 40 years of experience. And their state-of-the-art facility, they'll treat your vehicle like it's theirs. From mechanical repairs, brakes, alignments, tires, AC work, and more, Auto Doctor also provides advanced diagnostics. From Audis to Volkswagens, if your car is ill, we're the pill. Auto Doctor off Exit 14 Heritage Drive, Spearfish.
Spearfish Spring Baseball on KDSJ 980 AM, 103.5 FM, and also online at KDSJ980.com and on the KDSJ Sports mobile app. If you haven't yet, vote for your Superior Performer for the month of March. That poll is on our website at KDSJ980.com. The winning athlete will have $100 donated to his or her school's athletic department. So if you haven't voted for that, go to our website at KDSJ980.com. Top of the 6th inning, it's 3-1, Gillette over Spearfish, and Zach Wilson on for his 6th inning of work, and he will do battle against number 7, the catcher, Drew Wasson, for the Gillette Riders.
First one majorly inside as Mr. Wilson has thrown 88 pitches, 89.
89 pitches, 53 strikes.
You throw 105.
Not a bad night. 1-1 count for Wasson. 0 for 2 on the night so far. And he goes now 1 for 3 as that one splits between first and second base. Now it's going to be a base hit for Drew Wasson, the catcher for Gillette.
Again, these guys have seen Zach 3 and 4 times now.
Yep. So Drew Wasson on base for Gillette. Leadoff single for the Riders. And that will bring up Kason Wood, left fielder. Starts off with a strike thrown his way by Zach Wilson. I wonder who else will make an appearance on the mound for Spearfish, as they used 2 pitchers yesterday. They used 3 pitchers today in game 1. And now here's a sack bunt. Wilson throw towards first as Branham is there to get the out, but that advances a runner up to second.
It does. Good job by Branham to corral that one, keep his foot down, didn't want to come off the ground, and he didn't, and able to get the out.
The experience from Jack Branham, first baseman. Not the tallest first baseman you'll see nowadays, but Branham able to use his experience to make an acrobatic catch, get the first out of the top of the 6th inning.
Oh, good stop by Owen Bruner there to keep that one in front of him, and the runner at second.
As now on to bat, that is Riley Hawk, second baseman. He is 1 for 2. 9 hits for Gillette, but just 3 runs. Spearfish with 2 hits. There is Owen Bruner able to track down that ball. 2-0 count for Hawk.
A couple of them in the dirt now that Zach has thrown that Owens really had to get in front of, and Zach, you know, getting up there now, 90-some pitches.
Top of the 6th inning, Wilson in his 6th inning of work. Sweeper to the outside corner is good for Wilson. Strike number 1. 2-1 count.
Good job by Zach again. A couple of pitches that weren't very competitive, and he came back with a good strike, good spot.
So 2-1 count with 1 out for Wilson. Runner at second, that is Drew Lawson. There's another ball that hits the dirt for ball 3.
And Zach's really going to have to bear down here. You don't want the next guy getting on. You at least want him to earn it. Your offense was able to scrounge up a run in the bottom half of the last inning, so.
Here's a ball that's hit high over toward first. Branham is there to make the catch and get the out.
He tracked it down over there in the shadows right next to the right field fence, and that's a big out, helping your pitcher out big time there.
So Jack Branham able to get the out. So now 2 outs. Runner still at second, and we're back to the top of the batting order with shortstop number 4, Seth Peterson.
So you get a chance to get out of the inning here.
Here's the pitch. It hits the dirt. Bruner able to block the ball and throw it back at Wilson for ball number 1. Up next is Loftus and Partlow for Gillette. Peterson is 1 for 2 on the night. Peterson hits that one over toward third, and it goes right between Sean Sewell's legs all the way back toward left field. And that's going to be a double, and Lewis was not paying attention.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. The runner, tried to advance, and it ended up being 2 errors on Sewell in that situation. The one where it went between his legs, and then the throwing error. What a bummer. And the run scores, makes it 4-1, and the other runner advances all the way to third. So that kind of came undone, a little snowball fight in the infield there.
So we have, I believe, a runner on third.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it?
Yep, just the runner on third.
So that's going to go for I believe a single and 2 errors.
I don't know how.
Or a double and an error.
Actually, no, it would be perhaps just 2 errors. An error first to get him on base where it got by Sewell, and then once the ball got thrown in from the outfield, an error throwing over towards second, which allowed the runners then to advance. So
after Spearfish with 2 really tough earned outs here in the top of the 6th, allowing a run on 2 errors. And now up to bat, that is number 12. Loftus is 2 for 3. And he chops this one past shortstop at third, all the way back to left, who then makes a fielder's error, and that will score another run for Gillette.
And in that situation, since the runner was going to score from third anyway, and the runner stayed put at first, there won't be an error charge there. So it was a base hit to left, and then the runner scoring from third there. But that's going to be it for Zach Wilson here tonight, as he's out of pitches.
101 pitches for Zach Wilson. So now we will see who Parker Laux will put on the mound.
I'll see if I spoke too soon or if he's going to. No, he's going to make the move. Didn't know if maybe he'd let Zach go one more, but that's going to do it for him. He actually pitched a whale of a game. Good game.
He actually did pretty good.
Good game.
Wilson ends the game with, again, 101 pitches, 61 strikes, facing 29 batters.
That's a pretty good offense, good hitters.
And that will send number 18. That is Bray Bauer on the pitch for Spearfish. So as he warms up, we will take a 30-second timeout. Come back with the rest of this bottom of the 6th inning. Gillette extends their lead to now 5-1. Bottom of the 6th inning coming up in 30 seconds.
Whatever the weather, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating keeps you in the comfort zone with expert heating and air conditioning repair or replacement from American Standard Mitsubishi. For over 70 years, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating has delivered quality service to the Northern Hills and Northeast Wyoming. When you need timely, expert service for heating, cooling, or plumbing, call 605-642-5755 or search Wolf's Plumbing and Heating and stay in the comfort zone.
Back in the ballpark at Black Hills Energy Stadium, Clayson Davis and Paul James here with the KDSJ Sports Crew. Cody Oliver back in the studio in Spearfish running the board for us on KDSJ Radio. We also will have, talking about the rodeo a lot this broadcast, we'll have 2 rodeo athletes and head coach Glenn Lammers joining KDSJ on Thursday during the 8 o'clock morning hour. Talk about the rodeo coming up. And we'll also have Luke Mavity from the Black Hills State University rodeo team joining our From the Bench podcast, getting back up and running on Thursday as well. So a lot of rodeo action coming your way later on the ending part of this week. But we're focusing on baseball right now as Bauer on the pitch for Spearfish. And he is going to be going up against Partlow, who's 1 for 3 for the Riders.
Not sure, but this could be Bray's first time pitching here varsity. He's generally a JV player. Now we have a steal down to second, and the ball gets away all the way into center field, and that's going to allow the runner to advance to third. And not the way you want to start after the pitching change, but that's the way it goes. Sometimes when it rains, it pours.
Spearfish was doing so well in this second game after was nothing short of pretty much a disaster in game 1. But, yeah, here in the 6th inning, a 2-run scored for Gillette, runner all the way up to third, and Bauer launching that one. Ball is hit toward second, and Lewis with the fielding error, and that will advance 1 run to home plate.
Yep, another run scores there, and actually Brain made a nice pitch there and caused the hitter to pop one up into right, but having a little trouble tracking it down. Maybe it was Cooper Chase and right, and then, of course, Brock Lewis trying to catch one over his shoulder, and that really should be the outfielder's ball anytime a infielder has to try to make an over-the-shoulder catch. And you've got kind of the younger Cooper Chase out and right, probably saying, well, I can't call off the older guy in front of me. Sometimes, you know, but you got a better angle on the ball.
So now a 1-1 count for designated hitter Chase Sheeling. He's 0 for 2 on the night. Ball inside for now a 2-1 count for Sheeling.
Bauer works fairly fast here, and the runner taking a pretty good lead over there. First, we'll see if Bray wants to try to throw over, if he just looks like he's straight pitching. And he catches the outside corner. So
Deuces run wild on the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 3 runs scored by Gillette, doubling up Spearfish here in the top of the 6th inning. Bauer with the throw. It is low, too low for ball 3, and now the count is full.
Good stop by Bruner once again there, but yeah, working the count full is Schilling. Trying to get in the hit column.
Here's the full count pitch. Runner goes, and the ball is too far inside, goes over Schilling's head, and he will walk over to first.
So Bauer not able to get the second man he faces, and actually, again, go back to the first guy he faced. He made a good pitch to cause him to pop it up, but unfortunately for the Spartans, it didn't turn into an out. Now 2 guys on with 2 out.
Saxton Smith, 1 for 3. Starts off with a strike.
Bauer kind of drops down about almost a sidearm or 3/4. He doesn't throw over the top.
That ball is hit out of the ballpark into the parking lot for a foul ball, strike 2.
So a different arm angle now for the Gillette hitters to try to get used to.
Thank you to more of our sponsors for KDSJ Sports, including American Colloid Company, Powder River Energy, and Fisher Sand and Gravel. That ball, the hit up into right field. Branham not able to make the catch, as again, Branham having to make an over-the-shoulder catch, not able to make it, and that will score 1 more run for Gillette here at the top of the 6th inning.
Tough situation over there on the right side, as there's been a couple of pop-ups now on that side, and just deep enough to get it past the infield, but not deep enough to get it out there into the realm or the world of the right fielder. So just the rule of the game is always hit it where they ain't, and that's kind of what Gillette has been doing, just getting it far enough out of reach.
Was a 0-0 ball game at the bottom of the 4th inning. 3 runs scored by Gillette in the 5th, 1 run scored by Spearfish in the 5th, and now 4 runs scored by Gillette here at the top of the 6th. 7-1 ball game here, top of the 6th inning with 2 outs.
And now hit by the pitch is Craig. So that loads up the bases here with 2 out.
Craig, pitch hitter for Jarrett Black. That was his first at-bat, and he is hit by pitch, loading the bases with 2 outs for Drew Wasson, who kind of got this scoring party started for Gillette earlier in the contest. He's 1 for 3. And that ball swings inside for ball 1. Bases are loaded, so I don't think Bauer wants to allow another run getting walked. This one swoops high for ball number 2 for Brock Bauer. 2-0 count with 2 outs. Bases are loaded for the Riders. And Bauer throws it right at the legs of Drew Watson, and that will walk a run for the Riders.
Yeah, the Riders now breaking open the scoring here in the 6th inning, and at this rate, the Spartans going to have to try to figure out how to get that 3rd out here, or they won't see the 7th inning.
8-1 score on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Kaysen Wood on to bat next. He is 0 for 1 on the contest. Bauer with 15 pitches. Not the best start for Bauer this contest. Like you said, Paul, I believe this is his first time pitching varsity this season.
And another one.
Wood is now hit by pitch. And he's hobbling a bit as that scores another run.
So Bauer unable to kind of snap off that curve or try to get the sweeper going, and his pitch is staying inside. And it's, I don't know if he's somewhat cold on the night. It's hard. Your fingers are a little bit numb. You don't really have a feel for the ball. Sometimes you can't quite snap it off like you normally do. So it's tough to pitch when it's cold.
6-1 now the score. There he's able to sweep it across the strike zone, hitting the outside corner for strike one, going up against Ryan Hawk. Hawk able to chop this one over towards center, and outfielder's not able to make a catch. That's going to score 2 runs and an RBI, 2-run RBI single for Gillette by Hawk, pushing the score now 11-1.
So there it is now, a 10-point game, a 10-run game, as the Spartans here going to be forced to have to score, which you'd want to do anyway, but forced to score in the bottom of the 6th or they won't see the 7th. Still, first things first, got to get the 3rd out this inning.
So now, back to top of the order with Seth Peterson. And he looks at the first strike thrown his way. Got a runner on 3rd, runner on 2nd. So runners in the corners for Bauer and crew. This time the ball sweeps too far to the outside for a 1-1 count. Peterson 2 for 3 on the night for the shortstop. 2 runs scored and 2 hits. And he sends that one high towards center, way high, and no one's there to make the catch.
No man's land yet again.
Lands right in the middle of the Bermuda Triangle between center field, shortstop, and second base.
Yep.
And that will score another run for Gillette. It is now 12-1.
It's exactly what it was. It's that Bermuda Triangle out there. It's not hit high enough for guys to get underneath it, and it's not hit hard enough to get out to where they're playing their positions.
9 runs scored here at the top of the 6th inning, and that will bring on number 12, Loftus, who's 3 for 4 and has done the best job hitting so far for the Riders, as that first pitch by Bauer is really inside for ball number 1.
And look at it. 3 of the hits that I've seen are so not hit well at all.
Mm-hmm.
Just pop-ups that just found a way to get down to the ground.
Yeah.
It's just horrible luck, too, if you're Spearfish, that they're just not quite hit to where anybody's at.
So a 1-1 count for Loftus. Again, 3 for 4 on the night. And he nails that one clear out toward right. And right fielder's not there to make the play. Now bounces it off his shoe back against the wall. That will score 1 run and an RBI double for Gillette. And Loftus now going 4 for 5, and the route is on.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem to want to end now, as the ball was hit over into right and just not able to get to it.
That's now an 11-run top of the 6th inning. Score is now 14-1. So now Bauer going up against Partlow, who's 2 for 4. He chops this one high toward the infield, and finally, Wiesman drops it. Never mind. That's another error for Spearfish.
Yeah, just can't get the last one. And then everybody loses their train of thought. Everybody loses their concentration. Everybody's a little upset because of how close the game was for how long. And it just, it's
Kaysen Chilling now to bat. Fouls that one toward the fence. Chilling is 0 for 2. Got runners in the corners with Loftus and Partlow. So Chilling behind the count, 0-1. Bauer, can he get his first out? There he's able to find the bottom outside corner for strike 1.
Strike 2 after the foul ball.
Strike 2.
Should be, I believe.
Oh, 2 pitch. That ball is fouled off and into the net again for another foul ball. Bauer came in relief of Zach Wilson, who pitched a really good game, and just Bauer has not been able to get comfortable this contest. Ball's inside, and Bruner able to finally scoop up the ball, not before runner from first advances to second. So now with Partlow at second, Loftus at third, 14-1 the score on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard after an 11-run top the 6th inning. That ball goes over the head of Crooks, and my goodness, that's going to score 2 more runs. And Chilling, his first hit of the night, is going to go all the way back toward third, and Chilling pretty much icing the game for Gillette, now up 16-1 after allowing now 13 runs here at the top of the 6th inning.
Yeah, not indicative at all of the way, you know, I guess 60-70% of the way the game went, but
as a Chase came up on the ball,
but it kept going
to just see it fly over his head.
Yep.
And again, most of these runs came when there was 2 outs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Bauer with 29 pitches. Saxton Smith 2 for 4 on the night. Starts off the 1-1 count. And let me see here as far as pitching-wise. Bauer has allowed 6 hits and 10 runs. Wilson has allowed 9 hits and 6 runs. Two balls, 1 strike now for Bauer. Again, Schilling there at third after that triple.
That last one Schilling hit as probably one of the harder hit balls, or the hardest hit ball, as several of the other hits this inning that Bauer's given up weren't hit well at all.
I believe that's going to be a balk for Bauer as that advances Saxton Smith over to first. Now runners in the corners. And that ball is chopped over toward third and fouled out for Craig. It's Kobe Craig. 0 for 0 on the night so far, as Craig is pitch hitter for Jarrett Black. Fouls that ball for now an 0-2 count. Can Bauer finally get out of this inning? Again, 13 runs scored by Gillette here at the top of the 6th. 16-1 score on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Swing and a miss by Craig, and mercifully we conclude the top of the 6th inning.
Yeah, rough inning for the Spartans there as Bauer made some pitches, just needed some help defensively behind him and at times couldn't get it. And it's a strikeout to finally end the top of the 6th. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Spartans got some work to do, trailing 16-1. We'll take a minute break. Bottom of 6 coming up next on KDSJ Sports.
Sand and Gravel of Spearfish supports community and school athletics. Plus, they support community development with services in and around the Black Hills. Fisher is an aggregate company headquartered in Spearfish with 2 local commercial quarries in Beulah and Newcastle, Wyoming. They sell all sizes of aggregates for commercial and individual projects from a pickup load to thousands of tons. Whatever you need, Fisher Sand and Gravel, proud supporter of all community, college, and high school athletics. Good luck to all teams and athletes competing in today's game.
For nearly 50 years, Low Roofing Incorporated has been the trusted name in commercial roofing across western South Dakota and eastern Wyoming. Family owned and operated since 1975, they bring quality craftsmanship and reliable service to every project, big or small. From repairs to new installations, Low Roofing Incorporated covers it all. Protect your business with the experts who care and products that last. Call 1-800-658-4543. Low Roofing Incorporated, building a legacy of trust, one roof at a time.
In my short career of watching and calling baseball games here with KDSJ Sports, I have never seen a 13-run inning.
Really?
Nope.
Oh, it happens.
I imagine you've seen it a few times more than I have.
But, yeah, probably. But, yeah, it's a bummer. It's really rough, and it's rough on the team when you've got a pitcher who went and hung 4 zeros up on the scoreboard before he ever gave up a run. And then your team finally scores a run in the bottom of that inning as well, and then everything just kind of falls apart after that. It's rough. It's hard. And that's what happens, too, when this is the 4th game now in 2 days. Mm-hmm. So your stronger pitching, your older guys, they've been used. And, yeah, it's the nature of the beast when you play a couple of double headers back-to-back days. You run out of guys.
Yeah. Spearfish will be in action again on Sunday when they take on the Casper Oilers in Casper, I believe.
Double check that schedule. I don't think they can play on Sunday.
Or Saturday.
Saturday.
Nope, that's the wrong team. Hold on a minute.
There we
Saturday.
go. Saturday.
Sunday.
Doubleheader on Saturday.
Saturday. I was close. It's a weekend in Casper. First game at 12 o'clock, second game at 2:30 in Casper for Spearfish, who's at this rate might fall to 4-6 unless there's a lot of work that needs to be done. Starting off with Jack Branham.
Yep, he swings and misses at the first pitch.
16-1, the look on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Started the 6th inning. It was 3-1.
Crazy game.
Very. So pitching for Gillette. Throws that ball and is fouled out. 1-2 count. And Peterson, the shortstop, is now on the mound for Gillette. Seth Peterson in relief for Dale Lawson. And Jack Branham strikes out 1-2-3 for one of the 3 outs remaining for Spearfish in this contest unless they extend the game.
Brock Lewis is going to try to do something about that as he comes to the plate.
Lewis is 1 for 1 on the night batting. And the first ball thrown at Lewis is a ball, making it a 1-0 count. Gillette will take on a post 320 in Rapid City for their next contest in a doubleheader. Of course, post 320 giving Gillette their first and only loss of the season earlier this spring. So now a 2-0 count for Peterson. Hard thrown ball hitting in the outside corner on Lewis for strike number 1.
Yeah, Spartan's seen some speed here.
Peterson throws, and Lewis chops this one down off the ground towards second. Throw toward first is there in time, and that's nail in the coffin number 2 for the Riders.
Yep, one more is all they need to wrap this game up, and it's going to be up to Sean Sewell as he comes to the plate to try to keep things alive for the Spartans.
Sewell, and if he gets on base, it will be Wiesman, Chase, Wilson, or it could be Bauer. Depends on who shows up.
Yep.
And then Albright for the batting order. Outside bottom corner is good for Peterson for strike 1. Man, he throws some darts.
Yep.
Throws
some heat there that he's throwing.
Peterson throws. Swung on and missed by Sean Sewell for strike 2.
You can see right there the change in speed, and so Sewell had to speed up his bat in order to catch up with it, and then he dumps across a pitch that's 10 miles per hour slower.
0-2 count, 2 outs, 16-1 game. Here's the 0-2 count. Swung on and missed by Sewell. Game is over.
Yep, tough way to go when you're in the game the whole way and then things unravel, as that's going to do it for game number 2 here tonight. Definitely a closer game than the score indicates for 60-70% of the game or whatever the figure is, but it ends up 16-1, Gillette defeating the Spearfish Spartans here tonight.
Your final, 16-1 here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. We'll be back with the KDSJ postgame show in 2 minutes to wrap this thing up, give our superior performances for both Game 1 and Game 2, and talk about what's next. That's coming up next. Gillette beating Spearfish by a final score of 16-1 in Game 2. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
This year marks the 50th anniversary of Pillin Optical. Since 1974, Pillin has dedicated its business to serving the community with quality eye care at a great price. The inventory has grown, giving you the widest selection of frames while maintaining the best prices for your family eye care needs. Your family is special, and Pillin Optical wants you to enjoy every minute clearly with them. After all, at Pillin Optical, quality eye care and customer service is the most important thing next to your sight. Pillin Optical, family owned for 50 years, 409 Kansas City Street.
Jake's Collision Repair has built their reputation by offering the highest quality, guaranteed repairs in the area. Satisfied customers return again and again for everything from collision repair to custom paint, glass and windshield, and the best hail repair in the region. They're preferred by most insurance companies and work with all of them. Jake's Collision Repair of Spearfish and Sturgis. Give them a Google today for the best repair on your vehicle, guaranteed.
Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is everywhere you need us to be. On the sidelines, supporting our local athletes, at our clinic locations throughout the region, and at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to wait. We're here when you need us, working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever. Getting stronger, getting better, getting you back to your best self. The life of an athlete has its uncertainties, wins and losses, injury and recovery. In the Black Hills area, athletes can always count on Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, here for whatever moves you.
You see them everywhere. That's because Heinzerling Concrete of Spearfish is the most trusted name for everything from driveways, sidewalks, decorative stamp patios, and of course, foundations. Heinzerling Concrete is proud to support the activities that help our area youth build their foundation for future success. Whatever the job, Heinzerling Concrete is the name you can trust. Google Heinzerling Concrete in Spearfish or call 210-2320.
Beef Logic Inc. is proud to sponsor South Dakota's high school and collegiate athletes this season as they work alongside their partners at the South Dakota Beef Industry Council to deliver the Build Your Base sports nutrition program at local high schools and colleges around the state and the country. Are you looking for a simple, easy-to-follow program that can help you and your family optimize performance both on and off the field of play? Check out buildyourbase.org and learn why beef continues to be the premier protein for athletic performance and recovery.
Well, That's a final here in Spearfish for game number 2. Gillette, after a 13-run top of the 6th inning, blowing this game wide open. The Riders beat Spearfish in game 2, 16-1. Gillette beating Spearfish in game 1, 19-1, I believe. They said it was 1, but on Game Changer it said 2.
Yeah, I saw
but
that.
I believe it was 1. I don't know.
Okay.
But either way, they lost by a lot.
It was a lot, yeah. So that's going to do it for Spearfish in a couple of doubleheaders 2 days in a row here. And they're going to be off for a little bit until, I don't even
Saturday.
have it pulled up. Is that what it is? Yes, Saturday, Casper. That's what
Not
it was.
Not Sunday, Saturday.
Saturday, doubleheader in Casper. So they venture out west. And hopefully the weather holds for that, as the weather kind of the latter half of this week is a little bit questionable in areas. So I guess we'll see how that goes. But that's that. And Gillette off to face Post 320 as well. And I think we're going to name the Superior Auto Solutions Superior Performance of the night.
Yes, because it is cold.
Yep.
And we need to tear down still.
We got to pack up stuff.
And it is cold. I don't know if I said that.
It's cold.
Your Superior Auto Solutions Superior Performer for this contest, and contest number 1 being brought to you by Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. Call 605-642-9111 or see their inventory online at superioroutosd.com. Game 1, it goes to Darren Crooks for 2 hits versus the Gillette Riders. And then game 2, it was Zach Wilson for a pretty good pitching performance.
Very nice job
by Wilson for the Spartans.
Well, you see what the Gillette hitters are capable of doing and how fast they can score.
In a hurry.
And he held them down, for 5 innings or whatever of the game.
Allowed 11 hits, 6 runs, but
ran out of pitches.
Just ran out of pitches, pretty much.
Yeah.
And Wilson pitched a really good game for Spearfish.
Yep.
As look at some of the stats. First for Spearfish, leading hitter was a tie between Jack Branham and Brock Lewis, both with a hit apiece.
Yeah, only 2 hits.
Only 2 hits.
Mm-hmm.
And meanwhile, for Gillette, they had 4 hits from Loftus. That is Carson Loftus, the second hitter. He had 4 hits in the contest. 3 hits also from Saxton Smith. 16 total hits for Gillette in game number 2.
Then you figure in the bases on balls, the walks, 3 of those. And I think we had several hit by pitch, 1, 2, 3, 4 hit by pitch. So that kind of equates into about 23 hits is what it looks like, actually. So yeah, not the greatest there. But Zach Wilson having a pretty darn good night against a pretty good hitting team here. So way to go, Zach.
Yeah, and that will do it for Clayson Davis and Paul James here atop the Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. Thank you for joining us on KDSJ Sports. Again, if you missed any of the action, you can hear every game anytime. Just look for the podcast tab at KDSJ980.com. And for video archives and to view our live sports broadcast, subscribe to KDSJ-TV on YouTube and follow KDSJ Radio on Facebook. Again, thank you to our sponsors, including Jake's Collision Repair, Monument Health, Heiserling Concrete, South Dakota Beef Logic, the South Dakota Attorney General's Office Division of Consumer Protection, Dana Dental Arts, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating, our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Scoreboard, Superior Auto Solutions, Granite Automotive, Fisher Sand and Gravel, Pillin Optical, Powder River Energy, Proline Equipment Rentals, Low Roofing, the Millstone Family Restaurant, Butte County Equipment, the Auto Doctor, Exit 14, Exit 8, Phillips 66, Gold Dust, Maverick Steakhouse, and Minerals Technology, American Colloid Company. Join us on Friday for Black Hill State University Rodeo on KDSJ-TV with slack starting at around 12 o'clock, performance at 7 o'clock on Friday. Saturday, slack at 10 o'clock, performance at 7 o'clock, again on KDSJ-TV only. Well, Paul, thanks again for the help.
Well, you did most of it, but glad to be able to be here, and until next time.
Until next time, that's Paul James. Thank you to Cody Oliver back in the studio for running the board. I'm Clayson Davis. We'll see you guys Friday with the Black Hills Will Lantis Yellow Jacket Stampede.